It's Week 15 of the National Football League. And coming up, it's the 49ers' sure-handed tight end. He's been a target machine each week, 5th in the league in receptions. It's the 49ers and the Giants, and it's coming right up.
Kicker Brian Johnson out there to get us started. And we are underway from Santa Clara. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. First go on offense for the Giants under the guidance of Daniel Jones, the former Duke Blue Devil.
Remember we were kids and they all said, hey, whatever you want to do, make your kid a left-handed pitcher, make him play baseball, they'll play forever. Forget that. I want a quarterback, all right? That's what I want to raise. In this era where you throw it around like crazy, you put up numbers like he did in his last game.
Last week, almost 500 yards. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing Jones. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Now Jones. He rifles one that's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity, just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
Davis Price on 1st and 10. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The rushing numbers for Davis Price a week ago. 21 carries, 110 yards in the score.
Well, we know they clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play, and I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams, because if you throttle back too early, you can
pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Kayvon Thibodeau in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. Got a man, it's Schwartz, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Anthony Schwartz with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Niners take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Just a yard on the pickup there that'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
A good pickup there at 22.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A nice performance last week. Recognized as NFC Player of the Week after going over 100 yards rushing. I just love the vision. I love the wiggle he has. But I also love the power when he ends his runs.
That's what impressed me. Yes, there was some elusiveness last week. A couple times he just ran over guys. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now this defense for the Niners, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 13-yard line. 85 catches for him on the year now, and the result there is a first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against him a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked.
That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack.
Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot. They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they are on the board, trailing now 6-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's #1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other. supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown.
Anthony Schwartz
With his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game.
And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
This time, the extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
And New York set to take the field.
And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
We are in for a good one as we're through one.
Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole.
On 4th down, Jamie Gillen on to punt for the Giants.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 33.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards.
And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
The offense back out again, and there's the burner, Anthony Schwartz.
We're in the second quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him, maybe even have a 3rd person in the area, and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while because I don't know that their talents are his. Because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
2nd down, here's Davis Price. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. This offense, Charles, well, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 and a finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, but something like 4 of the last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there. First down, and they go right back to Davis Price.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
2nd and 5. Dumps it underneath to Tolbert. Touchdown 49ers. From 10 yards out. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. Well, it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he goes out right around the 39. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. Back to throw. Looking for Tony on the out route, and he's got him. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Working with a 2nd and 3. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Will get this out to Barkley, complete. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Jones. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And the 49ers are going to take over at their own 41.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Forced out to his left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
A throw out wide to Woods, complete. And he's got room. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another first down there as this one goes for 25.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jelani Woods, a 14-yard touchdown. And the 49ers are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play calling. When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Jones throw put in by Robinson here. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Now a timeout called for by the offense, as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So the Giants now are going to turn it over to their field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And his kick is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away.
Takes it at the 7. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Going for the deep ball. This is caught at the 20. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Able to find his man, Woods.
Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. The quick slant caught. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with a 49.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early.
And We welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This pass caught. It's Woods. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
We may be looking at the scoreboard. This offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 22 yards there, first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Back to throw again. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there. 30 yards. As his guys were able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Another first down there as this one goes for 25.
Saquon Barkley running right. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
So his third field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these threes into sixes.
And sevens, and probably even eights. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And San Francisco gets set to go here. The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. Let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for Woods again, and he finds him. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. On the counter, Davis Price. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
This is caught. It's Woods. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 31-yard line. 18 yards, a big pickup there on third down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this is complete to Woods. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. Give to Davis Price up the middle here. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Jelani Woods, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the 49ers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out come the Giants. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Well, yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Well, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And, I mean, you're at the point here, third quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now Jones. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Niners are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I want him out. They tend to leave him in.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll look to throw here. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there, with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And the Giants ready to come out now. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You'd have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. But they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. And we'll see what they decide. This one. The way this game is going, execution overall.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his right.
Tries the right side, finding Woods here.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards the pickup there. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 41.
Davis Price up the middle.
And some space here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Another touch for Davis Price.
Strong run, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. And they're going to speed things up here. On play action, they'll throw. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Davis Price will score. Touchdown, 49ers. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind-melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
And New York set to take the field.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing Jones. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
Drop for a loss of 7 and multiple defenders.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
That's taken on the 25. A good return there, 17 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get your reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
He's got his man. That's Woods on the out route.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Delay of game, offense.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still first down.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal. And they will take a knee here. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. And they take a knee. And now can they reverse the trend on third and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards?
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is.